So let's talk about buyer behavior a little bit. What changes are you seeing in buyer behavior that really reinforces the importance of community and social media?
Well, it's kind of funny. I mean, no surprise, all the discussions with marketers today are us reacting to what's happening around AI, both from the standpoint of us trying to automate things and use tools and gain more insights. But the thing we don't think a lot about is the buyers are using all these AI tools now to filter everything out,
Hmm.
to pull data from the LLMs that we don't control, further don't control as marketers. And within all of that, it's really increasingly important to make sure that we have built trust and credibility through people, because at the end of the day, that's really how, in many cases, we're deciding what to do. And that is kind of our last line of defense, or I would really say it's the secret weapon. The more that we rely on AI and tools and things like that, the more important humanistic is in us trusting other folks to help us make the right sort of decisions.
Yeah. And you mentioned credibility, and you and I believe so deeply in that. And I think there's a real issue right now with credibility on social media that has to do directly with AI. I was in a agency roundtable last week that a local business journal brought a bunch of agency folks together. And obviously, the main discussion was around AI, but authenticity was something that was not getting brought up. And I finally brought it up because there are a billion thought leaders out there right now because of AI, but it's AI generated. It's not the authenticity that Carter, you and I bring together through our podcasts and through communities like this. And it doesn't mean that generative AI can't take our voice and recreate what we would say and how we would say it with some great social media content, but it's typically specifically off of something that we have said.
Yes.
That's authentic, that's credible, that's real, it's trustworthy, it creates that belief. But the real issue today is the non-belief that is being created because of AI in particular.
Yeah. I would say it's kind of a lot of this is very reminiscent to me of 10, 12 years ago when we marketers used to talk about the content tsunami.
Yeah,
And everything was listicles, and so many of us were generating cheap content out of India, South America, those sort of teams. And it really was about having true opinions. It really was about having true discussion, trying to be truly helpful versus just summarizing everything that everyone else is saying. And today feels very reminiscent of that, which is
right.
why I always say the more sort of AI slop that's out there, the more we will break through by truly having opinions, truly being human, and truly trying to be helpful to those that we serve. So I really view it as a real opportunity. And then you've made the other comment about so many thought leaders. The truth is there are not so many thought leaders.
Yeah,
There
they
are
they
many
are.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, there are many people that are simply summarizing what everyone else has said, but really bringing
right.
new things to the table. My sort of fun example on this is how many posts are out there saying marketing is broken, the funnel is broken,
Yeah.
but no real new thoughts on, okay, what do we do now, and how do we do it in a way that's really impactful? So to me, it's continuing to have true, honest opinions and great discussions like your sort of format with the podcast. Those provide even more opportunity for us to break through because of how many folks are increasingly relying on AI to create summarized sort of content.
Yeah. And I think what's unique here is you take thought leaders and their original voice, and then you layer in community, you layer in social media, you layer in demand generation, you layer in advocacy, layer in, you know, all the different marketing tactics. And at the end of the day, it's still about that handshake. It's still about that one-on-one feel that someone has when they're interacting with that person, whether it be in a community such as social media or in a one-on-one situation. And you have gone as far, and I love this perspective. You believe that you are a bigger believer in advocacy than traditional demand generation. Explain to us what you mean by that.
Well, I think it really comes down to the notion of we don't want to be sold to, but we sure want to be helped.
Right,
And, from day one, coming out of the notion of community and, when I think about advocacy and I think about community, I really think about relationship at scale,
right,
right? And how do you scale the notion of a relationship? And it really is building community. And the key value of community is not necessarily me being the center of the universe. It's really that I'm helping to facilitate like-minded people meet other like-minded people.
right,
Because if two people come together from something that we have done in supporting the community, maybe it's a dinner, maybe it's a podcast, maybe it's a whatever. And, I love when they come back and say, "Hey, Carter, I had lunch with Lori the other day." And I went, "Oh, that's great." And they remind me they met you through some introduction I made or what have
right.
you. I get all the advocacy from that.
Yeah.
Right? I
I
get all the branding from that. It's so authentic and credible.